Half Horse Tarot. I am here with your monthly reading for the month of September 2018. Before we started, I do just want to go ahead and mention that I'm filming these readings in the month of August. So if you have not already checked out your monthly reading for August or the mid-month update, you might get some benefit out of doing that and checking those readings for your moon and rising signs as well, because some of that energy from August is going to be carrying through for definitely the month of September, but also probably for the next couple of months. So going back and taking a look at those readings, seeing if anything resonates, and getting more information regarding your situation might be of use. Additionally, if you're watching this reading and you hear some things that don't really resonate with you, then do make sure to check out your moon and rising signs for the September monthly readings as well, either to see if one of those resonates more or to get more information regarding your particular situation. So with all that being said, we'll go ahead and get started on your reading. I'm really excited about your guys' reading for this month. So your central issue for the month is going to be the Two of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Pentacles in the upright is about kind of juggling something almost indefinitely. You're maintaining the balance, but there's always this question of how long can you juggle these pentacles before something has to give or you have to make some sort of decision. Well, with this being in the reverse, I think that the key thing this month is going to be actually making a decision between these two pentacles that are being juggled, these two options, jobs, people, interest, whatever it may be. Basically, there's this realization that you can't keep doing things the way that you're doing them and expect to be able to move forward in any substantial way. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at your past, both your distant past and recent past, they're kind of similar. You have the Fool in reverse, which is like saying that you've hit the end of a major life cycle. You know, you're almost there, you're ready to start something new, but there's something that's blocking you from being able to go down this new path. And I'll just even read this with the World in reverse because it says basically the same thing to me, that you've been at the end of a major life cycle probably for a while now. I would say for a lot of you guys, at least the last 3 months. And you have the ability and the opportunity to move on into something new, but you can't move forward into something new until you completely wrap up everything that is old. You know, letting go of things that are just holding you back. Doing whatever you need to do in order to wrap up a particular chapter of your life so that you can move forward into something newer and better. So this is a really big deal. You guys have a lot of major arcanas in your reading, and with the World and the Fool in the same reading right next to each other, that's really huge to me. That definitely says that there is a major change that's been going on for a while now in your lives, and it's really trying to manifest. And I think within the next month, and especially toward the end of the year, that's when you're going to start seeing things kind of picking up. But you might have some more work to do on your front to get to where you want to be and to really get going in this new direction. So the cards that are above your central issue are cards that I see as being like external influences. So these may be things that somebody's doing to you, that somebody else in your life is going through, energies that the universe is bringing in your way, or they can just be things that are generally out of your control. They can also be things that are just kind of going on in your head. So I think that you kind of have a combination of things going on here. You have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright at the very top of your reading. This card is all about waiting. So you can see the woman has planted this tree and it's germinated and produced fruit, and now it's a matter of waiting for the fruit or the pentacles to be ripe enough to harvest. So, you know, moving on into that Eight of Pentacles where you've put in the hard work and you're getting stuff done and getting going, that's kind of the stage that you're looking to move to, especially in terms of your material world. So particularly anything involving, business, finances, career, even your home, whatever is very like tangible and pertains to your material world and material wealth. So some of you guys may be waiting to leave a job behind and to move into a new one. Some of you guys may be waiting for news of a job offer to come in. So there's definitely this element of finances that's here strongly for a lot of you guys. But it can even be pertaining to other areas of your life. You know, you do have the potential for a relationship here with some of these cards. So, you know, maybe you're waiting to make a decision regarding a relationship. Maybe you've been trying to juggle, you know, two partners, not necessarily in like the third party cheating sense, but like maybe you're just casually dating and you're trying to figure out which one you feel most attracted to and that you want to pursue a relationship with. Others of you guys, if you are in an established relationship, you may have just been trying to do a balancing act of some sort, and that may have been detracting from your relationship for a while and preventing you guys from moving on kind of into a new phase together. But I think that with that Two of Pentacles being in reverse at the center of your reading, you know, that Seven of Pentacles waiting energy isn't going to be there much longer. You know, something's eventually going to give. You're going to drop a ball somewhere and go forward with one option as opposed to trying to juggle multiple. And whether that be jobs or people or options or opportunities or whatever it may be, that'll be different for you guys, but you're probably going to know how that pertains to you. So beneath the Seven of Pentacles, you guys do have the Ten of Pentacles. It is in the upright. You know, this is really great. It's a 10. You're going back to the World and the Fool here. You're at the end of a cycle. This may be in regards to family finances, a career, something that's been long standing. There's definitely this accumulation of wealth and prosperity and just really reaching the peak there. Especially in terms of, you know, your material world, again, with the Pentacles. So you guys are definitely at the end of a cycle, and I think that that's going to be wrapping up and coming to a close for you. Not necessarily in a negative way, it's just whatever's going on right now, whatever this chapter is, you've gone as far as you can go, and now it's time to open up the new chapter. So whether that be opening up a new business or starting a new job, whatever it may be, it's a positive movement forward. You know, you're moving back from the Ten of Pentacles back down to the Ace of Pentacles and starting something new. So that's above you guys. That's something that's going to be coming in for you, the ability to wrap up whatever this major life chapter is for you. You know, the opportunity to commit to something is going to come in for you. It's just going to be a matter of, again, not juggling a bunch of different things and picking one thing and then kind of going with it so that you can devote as much time and energy as is necessary in order to ensure the greatest amount of success. So it's really positive. It's just a matter of, like I said, again, really using your discernment to figure out which direction you want to go in. So the cards that are beneath your central issue are things that I see as being foundational energy, meaning that these are things that are already known to you perhaps. They could be distant past influences. I'm talking like months or possibly even years back. Or generally speaking, they're just things that are more within your realm of control. And so you guys have the Five of Wands in reverse. And, you know, I like this card. This card in the upright to me symbolizes a lot of conflict. You know, fives are all about change and usually uncomfortable change. And the Five of Wands in the upright is often about competition. So whether it's competing with somebody in like a job environment, you know, competing for a position, competing for attention or recognition or whatever it may be, there's definitely this element of strife and of conflict. And with that being in the reverse, I think that you're making the decision to lay down arms. You know, if this is some sort of external battle, like you're done putting up the fight. You know, maybe you've been trying to, like I said, juggle this Two of Pentacles for a while. Now, you know, you're done. It's not worth the stress. You're just going to pick something and go with it and not have to constantly battle other people. For others of you, it's going to be like an internal conflict. So, you know, maybe for a while you've been trying to wrap up this major life cycle, trying to figure out what you want to do, you know, waiting for something to come in, And that can weigh down on a person after a while of really contemplating that and kind of being at war with yourself. Well, with that Five of Wands being in reverse and being something within your control, it's like you kind of release any internal conflict that you may be dealing with, which I think is really positive, because it's through that release, especially coupled with the Two of Pentacles reversed, that you're going to be able to actually move forward. So at the bottom of your reading, you guys have the Nine of Cups in the upright. I can't really say enough about this card. It's all about like wish fulfillment, maybe not on a grand scale, but just being happy, being content, kind of getting what you want, having your cake and eating it too, that kind of attitude. And that's, again, within your control. This is beneath you, which says to me that the universe is trying to remind you that your happiness is yours and only yours. You are in control of your own happiness, and to remember that and not to let anybody, dull your sparkle or try to exert any influence over what makes you happy. Not putting your happiness in somebody else's pocket, and really owning your own personal power to shape your life in the way that you want it to be. So whatever this is, because this card does, connect with the World in reverse and also the Seven of Pentacles, which we covered. So whatever it is that you're trying to wrap up, whatever it is you're waiting for to kind of manifest before you move forward into something new, whatever decisions you're contemplating, ultimately do what's going to make you happy. And this new path that you will go down, if you make that decision taking your own happiness into consideration, is going to bring you emotional fulfillment, because right after the Nine of Cups is the Ten of Cups, which is that peak emotional fulfillment and happiness. So, you do have the Ten of Pentacles there, you have the Nine of Cups. So in a lot of ways, you're at the end of some major cycles. It's just a matter of being true to yourself, and almost in a sense, I don't want to say being selfish, but I kind of do. Doing what's going to be best for you. And wrapping things up, tying up loose ends, and moving forward into something new that's just going to bring you the kind of emotional fulfillment that you've probably been seeking for a while, but just haven't been quite sure how to go about attaining. So in your near future, you guys have the Hierophant. It is in the upright. So the Hierophant is all about traditions and hierarchies and like formal structures. In some cases, he can represent commitments potentially on a legal front. So for instance, this can represent marriage. But all in all, to me, this card, I think for you guys, is mostly going to be about commitment. I should also say that the Hierophant is the card for Taurus, and you do have some earth energy going on here, so maybe Taurus is going to be relevant to you guys. And if it is a person, they do seem to be pretty positive if there's somebody new coming in. But for the most part, like I said, once we have that Two of Pentacles reversed, where we release, one of these pentacles that we can't really hold on to, and we devote ourselves to one path or one job or one person, then you kind of elevate yourself on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, and it's because you are finally committing and channeling all of your energy into this one aspect of your life, as opposed to spreading yourself thin over multiple jobs or people, relationships, whatever it may be. For others of you, in terms of relationships, maybe you've been waiting for your partner to propose to you, or vice versa. You're the one who's been waiting to propose to your partner. And that's why we have the hold up here with being able to wrap up the end of this major cycle, which would be just your dating life, and moving into a new cycle, which would be living as an engaged couple. Because we do have a lot of family related cards here. We have this Ten of Pentacles here and the Hierophant, which can represent institutions such as marriage. And the Hierophant does connect to the Nine of Cups. And so, that could be something that you're waiting to celebrate, something that's going to make you happy, really making a commitment to your partner, and just taking your relationship to a whole new level. So in terms of relationships, everything seems to be, coming up great for you guys. It seems to be some really positive cards here for that, especially if you are looking to take things up to the next level. It doesn't even have to be marriage. It could just be, you know, going from casually dating to being an exclusive couple, or if you are already married, recommitting yourselves to one another and really remembering what it is that brought you guys together in the first place and moving into a new level within your marriage. So that seems really great. And then next to the Hierophant, toward the end of the month, you guys have Temperance, which to me is, first of all, the card represents Sagittarius, so that could be another relevant sign to some of you guys. If it is a Sagittarius, they do seem to be fairly positive again, especially in terms of like family connections and stability on a financial front. So if it's a Sag, they seem to be good for you guys. But generally speaking, you know, Temperance is all about moderation and patience and balance. And so I think juxtaposed to this Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is about imbalance, it's like by the end of the month, you guys figure out how to balance things in a major way. You know, it's not just about juggling two pentacles anymore. It's literally about alchemy between water and fire. And so that to me says a lot about your ability to really figure out how to capitalize on things as they fall into place for you. And so I think, you know, by the end of the month, a lot of you guys who have been dealing with this sort of stagnant energy of that Fool and the World in reverse, not necessarily being able to wrap things up in the way that you've wanted to for maybe the last couple of months, I think that by the end of the month, once you commit yourself to one path or to one person or whatever it may be, that's when things are going to start to come together for you. You know, that temperance, that fire, and that water melding together. So things are going to start to fall into place toward the end of the month. I do just think it's going to be a matter of using your own discernment and making decisions and deciding where you want to devote your time and your energy, because once you commit to something, then that's going to allow you to wrap up this chapter in your life and move forward into something new. Because you know, you're having that realization that this month that you can't juggle everything. It's physically impossible, and you're going to have to figure out how to move forward and kind of lighten the load. So I just wanted to touch on briefly the overall energy for your reading, which is the Page of Wands in reverse. So this could be a fire sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And the fire signs are Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And kind of going back to the Temperance card here, this may be relevant for you guys. I don't really think that this is going to be regarding a person. I do think this is going to be more about communications and just what's going on energetically. And so the Wand suit's all about passion and creativity and, you know, new physical beginnings, being motivated, having that kind of drive and pushing yourselves to get involved in something new. And with the Page of Wands being in the reverse, I think that there may be some delays. Maybe there's some communication snafus, like you're not quite getting through to somebody the way that you want. But generally speaking, like I said, we do have some stagnant energy throughout the reading. So it's going to be about figuring out how we can flip that reversed page into the upright, because the pages are all at that initial stage of their path. You know, they're just kind of learning, they're starting out in a new direction and kind of branching out on their own, which is where a lot of you guys are going to be once you wrap things up with the World and move into the Fool. So just figuring out how to flip that over into the upright so you can really harness that passion and that creative energy and that drive, and just use that to motivate yourselves and propel yourselves forward. So, you know, with that overshadowing the reading, it says to me, again, there may just be some delays and maybe some holdups in terms of, you know, kind of motivating yourselves to wrap things up and to get to where you want to be. But overall, not really negative. So I do have some oracle cards here to give me a little bit more information regarding the past energies that have been influencing you for a little while now, and the energies that you're going to be carrying with you moving forward into the month of September. So I really, really like these cards for you guys. For your past, you have the Butterfly. And the butterfly is all about transformation. In a sense, this is kind of like the death card, in that it's a metaphorical death. So, you know how a caterpillar starts out, and it eventually forms a chrysalis, and then a butterfly emerges. And that's the end of the caterpillar, but it becomes this beautiful butterfly that's even more capable than it was in the caterpillar state. That's kind of what you guys have been going through, and that definitely speaks to the world and the Fool both being here right next to each other. You are transforming in a major way. You guys are moving into a completely new phase and era of your life, and this has probably been going on for a while now. You know, it takes time for these cycles to wrap up. So you guys are at the precipice of really having a breakthrough and almost like a spiritual rebirth, and turning yourselves from that caterpillar that maybe wasn't so capable, wasn't so sure, into a butterfly that has the ability to maneuver better and is just a lot more free. And so I think that's a really, really great energy that's been, working with you guys in the past. And I think that's going to continue up until you do wrap up this major cycle in your lives. So moving into the future, you guys have the pheasant or the lovers. The meaning of this card is very similar to the Lovers card in the traditional tarot. So it's all about positive relationships. If a new romance comes in, this energy is definitely saying to go for it. This person is probably the one for you. If you are already in a committed relationship, then you're going back to what I said before, maybe recommitting yourselves to your partners, doing something to take that relationship to the next level. There's definitely positive energy there in terms of romance, and that's going to help guide you guys into a new phase of a relationship that already exists. It's just going to be a matter of, again, kind of coming together and working to find more balance in your relationship, and then committing to yourselves to each other once more. So maybe some of you guys may need to take a little vacation with your partner. Just get away for a little bit, decompress, and kind of come back together. So it's going to be different for a lot of you guys. And if you are waiting for a new relationship to come in, and if somebody does come in the month of September, with the Lovers card here and the Hierophant and the Temperance energies, it seems to be really positive. Again, this is Taurus and this is Sagittarius, so those signs may be of relevance to you in the upcoming month. And just generally speaking, it's going to be a little bit longer, but we're going to slowly start moving into Sagittarius season. So this reading may extend through the month of November / mid-December. So you may not all experience this within the month of September, but because we do end with the Sagittarius card, the timeline may be extended to that for some of you guys. So don't lose hope or think that, if your relationship sucks or you don't have anybody new coming into your lives, that this is the end all be all by September's end. So overall, that's some really positive energy, and it doesn't have to just be romantic relationships. This card bodes well for any sort of connection, be it platonic, your friend groups, co-workers, bosses, whatever it may be. It's all about harmony in relationships. Doesn't matter what kind, but because there is a prevalence of romance cards here with that Hierophant energy popping up, I do just want to kind of focus on that. So all in all, Scorpio, it looks like a really, really great month coming up for you guys. Just again, figure out what you need to let go of and what you need to commit yourselves to moving forward. And that's going to help you guys close up some of these loose ends here and really propel yourselves into something newer and better. So I do hope that this resonated for you guys. If so, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. If you liked the video, I would definitely appreciate if you'd give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to the channel. I do want to take a minute just to thank all of you guys who have already done so for the August and mid-August update videos, just watching them in the first place, but also giving them thumbs ups and leaving encouraging comments and so on and so forth is definitely immensely appreciated as I'm trying to get this channel off of the ground. So again, if this reading did not resonate with you, do make sure to check out your moon sign and your rising sign. And with all of that being said, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks with your mid-month update.